guys, what's up? It's your boy Chuckles here. We're doing something a little bit different this week. For our video, we decided to do a more tech-related video. So now, being a field and a store, the most common thing we get is people will come off the field and they just say, my gun's not working, my gun's not firing. Well, that doesn't, help us. So then, this is going to be a video for the beginner players that might not necessarily know a lot about their guns, but just give you a quick few ways to diagnose whatever your gun's problem may be. Alright, so we have a rental gun here. Here we go. Oh, it's firing, but it's not feeding. No BBs are going down the barrel. Well, first step, is your magazine seated properly? Feels a little loose. There you go. You have to get a really nice positive click whenever you do your magazine changes. If your magazine does feel a little loose, you'll have to tighten the screw on the magazine release to keep compression on the spring. That's not the problem. It is a high capacity magazine. So what that means is fill valve up top, so you pour BBs in there, and you have to wind at the bottom. Every 50 shots or so, you should wind. Unless you're continually winding throughout your usage of, shooting. If you're winding and it's not working and you don't see the BBs feeding up, make sure you have enough BBs in the reservoir. Because if you don't, if you have less than 50 BBs or so, it will not have enough to be able to push it up. If that's not working, you keep winding and BBs just don't seem to be coming up, that means you probably ruined the coil that's in here. So it's a bunch of gears and a coil, and that's how it gets the tension to push the BBs up. At that point, there's not really a lot you can do to fix a high cap. So your best solution is to just really, honestly, buy a new one. Or, simpler solution, buy yourself a mid-capacity magazine. Rather than gears, it's just one continuous spring through the entire unit, which is very useful, and then all you have to do when you fix it is undo that Allen key, and then you just could replace a spring with a higher tension one if your feeding problems continue and persist. Mid-caps are also good for polar stars. You run into the issue where people that use high caps don't have really good feeding. These are going to be feeding more consistent in just about any gun. Alright, turns out my magazine wasn't the problem. Magazine's working fine. I'm just a dingus. So, the next step, if it's still not feeding, but it is firing, then you probably have a jam. What that means is that there is a BB that is stuck in the inner barrel. So what you need to do to test this out, have your barrel sock on, flip it a semi, pop off a few shots. If you feel air come out through the hop up right here, that means that the air cannot go down the barrel, it's being blocked by something, which means a BB. What you need to do, put it on safe, grab, every gun comes with an unjamming rod, do not throw this out. But what you're going to do is you're going to take the end that is slightly diagonal or off cut, your barrel, go into your inner barrel, slowly push it down. Aha! There you go! There was a BB that was jammed inside of the gun. Alright, now, if you run into that issue consistently where you have BBs jammed inside your barrel, that might point to a bigger issue, which is your barrel's dirty, you need to clean it. So, we'll probably do another video where we take apart the hop-up unit to get to the inner barrel. But essentially what this boils down to is you need your trusty unjamming rod, usually a microfiber cloth or paper of some sort that you cut into thin strips. You feed it right here through this tip. You twirl it, you spray silicone oil on it, and that'll be the cleaning material that you use. Wrap it around here, and you have your inner barrel. Put it in, but gently rotate it all the way down. Rotate it all the way down, and rotate it all the way out. Boom. And then do that until the rag comes out completely clean. And then you will have a clean inner barrel, and that'll help you prevent future jamming issues. Alright, so those are tips for firing but not feeding. Those are quick. Anything beyond that, like a torn bucking or the nozzle not sitting correctly, is going to be a more in-depth kind of thing that you would have to have a tech take care of usually. Now, my guns are straight up not firing. Why? Well, now it's time to check the battery. So, pull back on your Delta ring, or if you're rear-wired, pull off your crane stock. Boom. You'll be surprised how many people just come here and assume their battery's plugged in, and it's not. So sometimes you run into that issue. So just make sure that you plug it in real quick. Boom. Perfect. Now we're in good shape. If it's connected, but sometimes it won't seat properly unless you move the wires, that means you need new connectors, or you need to pull them through more. So you could just have them wired to Dean's batteries. Dean's connectors are much nicer. They have a better consistency and better connectivity, and there's less resistance in the wiring, which is really good. Alright, so figure I had my battery plugged in. Did I forget to charge my battery? That's usually a problem that we have. Or is the battery dead? Sometimes you run into that issue. Mostly you run into it with LiPo batteries. People will have issues. So what you do, so we have our trusty little LiPo tester here. So you plug it in, 63%. So that means that this LiPo is working. This one, we're gonna plug in. If it makes it sound like that or doesn't start it up, that means that the battery is completely dead. Which means you either left it completely dead, or there are some other existing issues like your charger. Alright, so the next step that you have is you have to check the fuse. So most airsoft guns, take the battery out for you. Most airsoft guns have a fuse right here. So you pop it open and inspect the fuse. I don't know how well the camera will pick up on it, but usually if the fuse is broken, it'll be split in the middle, or split somewhere, and you'll tell that these two larger pieces are not connected anymore. And that's how you know you need new fuses, which is a pretty simple thing to figure out and look at. If it's not that, then you run into issue with other connectors. There are connectors right here that also lock up on the other side of the fuse. Or just in general, there are going to be ones that are right here. Sometimes if you pull too hard on them, it'll pull them out, so you just need to make sure that you push them in and that they're seated properly. Very important to make sure that that's all good and dandy. Some guns, like classic Army skirmish lines, come with a MOSFET. Make sure that the MOSFET is not burning or anything, and that everything is all in tip-top shape, and you're using a powerful enough battery sometimes to turn the gun. Because if you're using a really low power battery, sometimes you run into the issue that it will not be able to turn the gears and move the gearbox. So just make sure that you pay attention to whatever is recommended for each gun. Alright guys, that's the video for you today. That was basic. My gun is not working. How do I fix it? 101 for you guys. Next time we're going to be hopefully taking a look at a more advanced level of soft motor connectors, the motor itself, locked up gearboxes, the hop-up. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate you guys and your support. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the other videos we have on our channel. We've been putting up some reviews. Go like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter if you haven't already. Make sure you stay tuned on Monday for the next upcoming podcast. It's always a good time with James Dez. And that's it. Thank you guys so much again. This has been Chuckles with Extreme Airsoft, and we'll see you guys this weekend.